Thank you to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to Xavier Zamora, Velimir Brokovich, We Love SafeMoon.com, Red Shaker, Victor Vegas, and SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. You can join that for as little as $1 a month. There is a link down in the description below. Also, thank you to my Patreon supporters. You can click the join button below this video if you'd like to show your support there. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you guys to go do your own research. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the news. We have multiple community members who are responding to what's been going on with CoffeeZilla with his recent video, and there's been a correction made with that as well, and just sort of addressing what he's saying and trying to disprove or prove. But what we're seeing here is people disproving a lot of what it was that he was saying. Well, I would say some noteworthy things. Not everything that he has said has been disproven. Some things are still up in the air. But let's go ahead and tackle these one by one, shall we? So the first thing up is this is posted in the SafeMoon subreddit. It says, imagine researching for 1 year with a team of people just to be proven wrong by a dude with an internet connection 24 hours later. So let's actually start with this. Strawberry Balsamist says, so in sum, 1, not a pump and dump. 2, not a rug pull. 3, didn't take 100 plus million USD from version 1 to version 2 migration. We'll touch on that in a minute. 4, no one has established who owns 0xD51, but in any event, it hasn't sold anything. 5, no evidence Bitmart and John had a liquidity siphoning scheme. 6, wallet is not a trust wallet copy. 7, wind turbines have always been an iteration and new use case. 8, no evidence of illicit payoffs. 9, no evidence John did anything wrong. And 10, plenty of evidence that his accusers were involved in rugs themselves. Well then, isn't that special? Okay, I want to go ahead and pull back for a second here. Number 6, wallet is not a trust wallet copy. It's true, but it's also kind of not true because I knew about this month, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It wasn't when all of this just happened, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, from what my understanding is, I've been told that when the SafeMoon wallet launched, it had code inside of it that still referenced Trust Wallet. So yeah, my understanding is that they made a copy of the Trust Wallet, but then did modifications to it to make it its own. People do this with art. People do this with a lot of things. You get a car and you soup it up. You can make a car look totally different, but the bare bones of it still has so much of the components of the original piece. So to me, it's not really a big deal unless they had launched it and it was quite literally the same thing as the Trust Wallet. That I would feel is super tacky. But when the SafeMoon wallet came out, you downloaded it. Visually, it looked different. It had a couple other little gimmicky aspects to it. So, and then on top of it, you look at where it's at now. So is it a Trust Wallet copy? Not really. Especially right now, I would say no. Okay, and then the next thing here, pinned by CoffeeZilla. So this was over on his YouTube video. He said, correction, Strider here. The version 1 to version 2 100% tax losses were overestimated at 27 minutes, and I regret the miscalculation. Our original estimate, which he provides a link to, was $100 million based on a calculation of the amount of money SafeMoon made from the 100% tax. Total liquidity pool tokens generated over that period. The math was right, but the interpretation was wrong. The real losses to investors appears to be lower, about $6.3 million. You can see this calculation here. They provide a link. Thank you to Jope Sane on Twitter for pointing this mistake out. We're always open to new evidence. Additionally, this is also posted here. Says, of course, he's involved, and that shows CoffeeZilla said correction from one of our blockchain researchers on the SafeMoon story at Strider Cynic. Thanks to Jope Sane for notifying us. Thanks to user TNG Systems for his help as well. Well, this TNG Systems guy, somebody else in the community for SafeMoon, pointed this out, Andrew, who said, for those wondering who TNG Systems is, he happens to be a moderator of a Reddit sub called Cryptocurrency. TNG posts negative threads routinely, which earns his moons the sub's own token. He also bans any and all positive SafeMoon posts. I've been making SafeMoon content now for about a year. And I will tell you guys that when I've popped in over on the SafeMoon subreddit, I have routinely seen people making remarks about how if they try to do any kind of post about SafeMoon in the cryptocurrency thread, or subreddit, I should say, it gets deleted. They trash on it. This was even when they had actual deliveries of things, when the wallet actually came out, etc. Like, they just do not want to condone anything, even if it is good, even if it is actual delivery, it's anything. Just in general, nothing. Nope, can't do that. Only if it's trashing on it. And to me, that's bizarre. When you've got a subreddit that's called cryptocurrency, you would think that it's a space where you could talk about any project, really. It's all of crypto. And SafeMoon has had one of the biggest names, one of the biggest social media presence. And for some people that don't like it just because they don't like it, and then for them to be involved in something like this, and they're actually making money off of doing that too, from what Andrew is pointing out, what are the intentions here? I think that's something that really should be taken into consideration. And then also we have from SafeMoon Warrior, he said, Coffee was very dismissive about correcting the difference between $6 million and $102 million. I mean, he said $6, but he meant $6 million. So it says, Coffee was very dismissive about this, but told me to contact Strider, which I did. And I asked if this is indeed was the way he came up with the number, and he said yes. After talking for a while, we together came to a conclusion that indeed the way of calculating it was wrong, as the $100 million indeed did include migrations, as those were also taxed just like wallet-to-wallet transactions would, aka the $100 million number USD Coffee gave in the video and in the tweet was wrong, and greatly so. I have heard a $6 million number, but that also includes manual exchange migrations, exchange burn tokens willingly with a transaction, and then it kind of just trickles off there. So now we went from $102 million down to $6 million, and even that $6 million, as people look at it more, they're saying that it also looks like it's including these manual migrations. So is it even less than $6 million now? And then you'll see other people on the other side where they say, well, $6 million still, it's fraud. It's $102 million. It's $6 million. It could be $1. Fraud is fraud, right? And I get it. If it's fraud, it's fraud. Totally. Now, as far as for the 100% tax goes, that whole migration process, there were weeks that went on where people were already told and notified that they needed to move over. And the thing is that people were taking advantage of the system. And SafeMoon was periodically making a different alteration of how things were working with fees and with this and that, all in an attempt to get people to stop using version 1, stop trading on version 1, and to go over to SafeMoon version 2. And people that were on version 2 were essentially being punished because all of a sudden there was massive trading volume taking place on SafeMoon version 1, and the version 2 people weren't getting any of that. So the people that were doing what you actually needed to do, right, in order to move forward, those ones that took the first steps, they're sitting over there and they're getting screwed. And the people over on version 1, they're making massive, I'm talking insane amount of free tokens because of everyone that's abusing the system. And then you got bot trading that's going on as well. So a lot of the bots that were taking place with this, guess what? When this 100% tax went in, what do you think likely happened to those bots? They got shut down. So yes, there were people, real people, that were affected by this. The good news is John mentioned back in March that their team is attempting to explore the avenues and things of getting reimbursement back for the people that got 100% tax. He made that statement via the SafeMoon Discord, and we're still waiting for that to be delivered upon. We even know when Ryan was working with the team, he was the one that kind of brought that up in a Twitter space initially. So there's something already in play there. That was talked about by the CEO and by a former member of the team prior to CoffeeZilla's video. It's not like they're trying to cover their own ground now. Coffee is going in with all of this stuff where the team is already making attempts to try and get stuff worked out. So should the 100% tax been handled the way that it did? If you ask my opinion, I would say no, because they only gave, I think, like a 12-hour window there after several weeks went in and everything was changing, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do 100% tax. They did publish this information on social media, but it wasn't like you were given a couple days heads up for the 100% tax, and hence this is also why I think it makes a lot of sense why the SafeMoon team has said that they're going to be trying to explore ways to try and get those people their money back, which very well likely include, guess what, the trading bots, the ones that were really, really punishing people because of the swap and liquefy function. When that took place, that was also driving the price down even more. And we even saw that over with the SafeMoon version 2 side, which is why they had to get rid of that. I'm still waiting on Swap and Evolve, by the way, SafeMoon. Like, I don't know what's taking so long to get that rolled out, but we kind of need that yesterday and the day before yesterday and multiple days before. Anyways, so I want SafeMoon and the team to make like a formal statement addressing these key things, and it'd be nice if everything was laid out in a very professional way. These wallets that people are really concerned about with things, like if they could also just clarify what's going on with that, it would be greatly appreciated. I don't know if they're going to do it. I think personally that they should, because CoffeeZilla, he's not just some random person. He's got a huge presence on YouTube. And this is what he does. Like, he goes after projects that are scams. And a lot of people really trust and validate what it is that he says. So if there's plenty of proof that SafeMoon could provide that's not like an internal issue, and I don't see why this stuff would be an internal issue, it would just be nice. It would help reassure a lot of people. At the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that is coming up from CoffeeZilla are accusations. He's looking at wallet addresses of things. He's talking to former employees, people that were fired, people that were let go, people that don't work there anymore. They might have some personal vendetta against John himself. Like, these are his sources. Going with a moderator, part of the cryptocurrency subreddit, that's one of his sources. I understand the intention in like trying to protect people, but this is several instances just from today alone. I don't know what other people are going to find out, what other things, if there is even going to be anything else. I'm not saying that they will find anything else. And maybe some of the stuff that CoffeeZilla said is true. I don't know. But I am hoping, just like everyone else, that we get more clarity soon and we can move forward with this. And I hope that CoffeeZilla is man enough that if these things all get disproven, again, I don't know if maybe one of the things is totally true. If all the things get disproven, I would hope that he's man enough to not just make a Twitter post or a pin on one of his videos, but just make up a straight up video and say in the title or something, I was wrong about SafeMoon, and then just make it clear as day that, you know, you're not perfect. You're not going to knock it out of the park every single time. I understand you put a lot of time and research into this. I understand that would hurt your own reputation, but have the courtesy to understand the reputation that you're damaging of something else that is affecting tons of people. When Coffee, you make a video trashing on the project and you don't even have your facts totally straight. You think that you're not an influencer? Like, you want to pitch this whole idea on people like me, where if I share the news information and then I also share my opinion on what's going on things, but I tell everyone all the time, go do your own research. If all of a sudden someone like me is supposed to be liable, what does that say about someone like you? Every time you post a video, what happens to those projects? SafeMoon. What happened to the price? We could look up when you uploaded the video. We could see what happened to the price. I think damn well you have more of an impact on that than anyone else. Who's costing a lot of people money then? You're forcing the price to drive down even more. The project still exists. They're still trying to do things as far as we could tell. It's frustrating for us as the investors because we're waiting for the delivery on all of this stuff. We don't really know if they will end up delivering it until they actually deliver it, because a lot of this stuff is internal dialogue, and I'm not in those meetings. I don't know. I gotta wait. But that's my choice. I could have cashed out earlier. Tons of people could have cashed out earlier. People have had how many months since it was the all-time high? They could have cashed out at any point in time. And guess what? People did cash out. That's why the price went down. It's because people consciously made the decision whether or not they wanted to continue to hold or not. Now, outside of that, this 100% tax, that is an issue. I agree. They said that they're working on something with that. It sounds like, at least. I hope that that's true. We don't have the delivery on that yet, so it's still a prevalent problem we should be concerned about. I get it. Oh my gosh, guys. Let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. Would love to get your guys' opinion on this. I do have referral links in the description if you want to get free crypto, free stock. You want to protect your crypto with a cold storage wallet. Feel free to use those. And if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, click the bell icon. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Go do your own research, please. God bless, and I will see you in the next episode.